Hello once again, Jose Rodriguez here. What do you mean you have nothing fun to print? This is very important. You gotta have stuff to print when you have printers, such as the Pro 1000. They demand that you print on them every day, so if you happen to own one of those very demanding printers, not demanding because you have to use them daily, because your ink costs are such that if you don't print every day, you're going to use more ink performing the pre-print cleaning cycles that I constantly talk about before it actually begins to print your beautiful image. Well, Jose, I don't have images like that. Well, I created this by AI in Photoshop. So there's no excuse for you not to have anything to print if you happen to own the latest version of Photoshop. I also made Easter cards. This is entirely AI created, and I'm sending them to people. Nobody's paying me for this, but I'm so grateful that I can create something like this. Now, so printing daily requires you to have a photograph, because when I print a photograph and I print daily, I will not run a pre-print cleaning cycle. It'll just start up printing straight away. You see what I mean? So instead of wasting, say the print took 3 ml of ink total to be printed. In other words, global amount of ink for, say, an 11 by 14, 2.5 to 3 ml. Depend on the density of the image itself. But it might use 3 to 4 times that amount. Total wasting it, performing a pre-print cleaning to make sure that my print on that expensive paper is perfect. Well, I just wasted like 3 to 4 times the amount of ink that it took to create that print. Now, if I'm charging someone for that print, I'm going to have to incorporate that waste, that cost. But if I'm doing things for me and I have to use my ink regardless. There's no way out of this conundrum. You have to use your ink. Yeah, you either waste it or use it. So that's the whole catch with the Pro 1000. You hear me? That is the whole catch. You either have to use it on prints or waste it. I rather use it on prints. So I'm going to be creating images because I'm too old and decrepit to go out and shoot, go climbing mountains and walking down deserts and valleys to be able to get gorgeous photography. No, I'm going to have to rely on other people's images. Maybe I'll start printing photos for other people and charge them. Well, that will solve that for me. But what if I don't want to do any of that? I just want to create prints for me, and yet I just don't have enough material to put that printer through its daily paces like it requires you to have, so that it doesn't waste ink. I keep repeating that. That's the whole catch 22 of a Pro 1000. So let's go into Photoshop. Oh my gosh, it's so easy. Watch this. All right, so Photoshop is loading. As you can see, I am running the beta 25.6, and here it is. So what we're going to do, since again I don't have enough material, remember, so I'm going to have to create something gorgeous. And the way to do that is so easy. New file. Let's just pick a size. If you don't have a file size already created, you can go ahead and enter it right here. So say, for instance, we just simply want to print something on 11 by 8.5. So 300 ppi. We're just going to create a white document. Create. Boom. Done. Now we're just going to create a selection around that. In Windows is Control A. That's all you need to do. And we're just going to click on Generative Fill. Now let's come up with something interesting. Let's do a desert scene. I haven't done that yet. I've done some mountain valley type scenes with sunsets and so forth. Let's do a Arabian desert sunrise. Okay, I think that is good enough. Let's see, what else could we add? Oh, and some mountains. And then we'll just hit generate and see what we get. So it's going to go ahead and generate that for us. It will load 3 examples, as you can see right here. And then we will choose the one we would like to print. It's as simple as that. There it is. So there's some hills and mountains back there. Sunrise. The sky is gorgeous. The gradations of that sky. Wow. Here's another one. And it's got that surreal look that you would see, say, in one of those movies, like maybe Star Wars. This is how they generate those backgrounds. By the way, they're not real backgrounds. They are all AI generated or CG. So for instance, we want to print this one. All we got to do is save it. So save as, give it a name. It will be saved as a PSD. And you simply then click on the next example. Save that as a PSD with a different name. And boom, you are ready to print yourself some beautiful photos. Now let's go ahead and remove all of that. And we'll do another set of terms. So let's do, for example, rainforest, Amazonian jungle. All right, let's see what we get. This system is constantly learning, folks. So you can actually, oh, there you go. Look at that. If I was to show this to someone, and I could just tell them, hey, this is when I was in Brazil in 1979. Okay. Or, hey, this was in Puerto Rico in the rainforest, El Yunque, back last summer. Okay. There's no way you're going to deny me that this is in fact not what I claim. So again, here is something I could print. Keep my Pro 1000 happy. And I create something that I probably would never have the opportunity of actually in person shooting. Is that cheating? In a way, I suppose you can say that. But you own a Pro 1000, and the primary rule with the Pro 1000 is to print very, very often. And the only way to do that is to have sufficient work. Now let's do something more graphic oriented. Let's see if I can fool it not to produce a photographic version of something that I describe. So we're going to Control Z out of that. And let's come up with something Cartoon World. Cartoon World. Now that's very generic. I have no clue what it's going to do. Let's go ahead and see. It should not be photographic this time. It should not be realistic, in other words. It should be more cartoony. Ah, okay, that was extremely general. But again, look at this. These are cute little posters. You could sell these. These could be put in a kid's nursery wall, that type of thing. So you see what I mean? There's no way you can tell me if you own Photoshop that you have nothing to print. And you guys get the drift. I mean, this is really neat. Let's see, tropical beach. Paradise. I'm telling you. Look at this. Oh my. Oh yes. You see what I'm talking about, people? Can you tell me that's not real? There's no way. That is real. And so I could take these, and of course I could also then transform them to a black and white if I so wish. Let's select the sky. I'm just going to select this area here and add clouds. Cloudy sky. Let's see how good it can select and add a sky. It should be able to avoid the foliage. Maybe. Okay, so it did generate a different type of foliage, and it did add some sky. So right here, there's something a little bit odd right there, possibly. Let me see. I'm gonna add. Check that. Oh, this is where I selected it. So, oh wow, that's pretty cool. All right. It's a little weird though. It's like an overabundance of jungle there, right by the edge of the water. But you get the drift. I mean, this is amazing. The things that you can do, the things that you are able to do, is just crazy. All right. Okay, so that is going to be it. Enough of a demonstration. As you can see, in a matter of minutes, I generated how many? Quite a number of images that are actually pretty printable. Let's just say you can actually go ahead and create those, show them to people, say, hey, listen, this is where I was a year ago in the summer when I went to the Caribbean, or when I went into the Amazonian jungle in Brazil or Venezuela, or yeah, you really did, and you never left your computer room. Okay, but at least, as far as the main reason for doing this is to keep printers like the Pro 1000. Oh, and if you own a Pro 1, oh my God, that printer had to be used daily, or it's just massive cleaning cycles, and the cartridges are only like 39 ml, and you waste so much ink just getting the printer into shape for it to produce a reasonably good print for you. No. So make sure that you can, if you have Photoshop available, make sure you use it. No excuse. Print something daily. It could be a small print. Instead of an 8.5 by 11, I could use a 4 by 6. Create a 4 by 6 document. Put in a series of descriptions, descriptive terms. Create, print them. That's it. The printer will thank you. And that maintenance cartridge, it will take a much longer time for it to be full, which again will have to then be replaced. Imagine that. All right, that is it for now. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. And as always, happy printing, happy generating, and keep that printer happy. If you happen to own something like the Pro 1000, it will thank you, and your wallet will thank you as well. Thank you again. Bye-bye, everyone.